All right. All right. Let's make sure this all works. I had to reset some stuff today, but I think we're good. Okay.
Ooh, T-Mobile Tuesdays, free Tropic Bowl or 24-ounce smoothie.
That sounds great.
Love the smoothies at Tropical Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Those are good.
I forget to look at the app on Tuesdays, so I've got to set a reminder or something.
Don't sleep on that business.
I know, they're good deals.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite thing about T-Mobile. First being they gave me better home internet than Comcast was, and for about half the price. All right, here we go. It is recording. We are going in 3, 2, 1.
The complaint states that you slapped her.
Oh, no, Your Honor. I punched her, and then I jumped on her and tried to strangle her.
You mean you happened to catch your arms around your opponent's neck in an act of self-defense?
Oh, no, Your Honor. I wanted to kill her.
The morning stream. The morning stream. Am I still here? Hello?
I always forget he says that twice in there. It's so weird.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the morning stream. As Scott Fletcher so professionally just said, it is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson. Brian Ibbett is here also. Hi, Brian.
Well, hi. How are you? Hello.
There's no TMS without the two of us. You know, sometimes we have guest hosts, but it doesn't feel right. You know,
it doesn't feel right, and it's always when I'm gone, because when you're gone, we can't do a show because you need the tools there to do the whole streaming thing. I mean, I could probably figure it all out.
We could probably work it out, but that's a lot of work, man.
Yeah. So I get to listen to somebody sitting in my seat, but you never have the pleasure of listening to me host TMS with somebody else.
No.
And I think that's probably good. That's probably for the better.
I've done it a couple times with Core, and it's always weird to hear Bo and John go on their own. But
oh yeah.
But it's rare. It's rare.
Remember who was it? Was it Jury and Bill? We were gone for a week. We took a week off, and Jury and Bill said, "Hey, could we do TMS for that week that you're gone?"
I forgot we did that.
Yeah,
we did do that,
and
100% we did that.
Yeah, and I can't remember how it all went, but
did it go well?
I can't remember. I think I was in Vegas because I remember listening to one of the episodes while I was in Vegas.
Okay, I have very small memory of that. Maybe we'll ask Bill today when he comes on, because he was part of that.
Oh, Bill's on today? Great. Awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
He'll remember, I think. Probably.
Yeah.
I would assume he'd remember something like that. I would remember that if I were him. Or maybe we made it up. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe we made it up. It's certainly possible. I don't know.
We got a really amazing question to start with from a listener today. I never thought about this before, but occasionally we'll bring up the name of an actor or a beloved celebrity of some sort. And then they'll die soon after, and everyone will blame us and say, well, it's because you brought them up. It's,
And Monica did give us the prerequisite that it's 7 days. It's ring rules, basically, is what it is. So if somebody dies after those 7 days, it's not on us at all.
Oh, I didn't realize we had a cap. Okay, that's good to know, actually.
We had a cap now. It's ring, as she put it, it's ring rules.
Okay, so from now on, keep it to yourselves, everybody, if it's been 7 days, okay? Knock it off. Yes. But if it's been a day or two, fine, we'll take the heat. It's all right.
We'll take the heat. It's fine. We'll own up to it.
Now, here's the funny bit. This guy sends this is an anonymous listener, I don't know who it is, but they texted this, and they said, does it count when we mention a company and it dies? Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy. Reporting they lost $2.2 billion in 5 years. And this is within the 7-day limit. So technically, our discussion of Spirit Airlines, the one that got shot at over Haiti.
Right, exactly. The one that we described, I described flying to Vegas once and only once by shoving all my underwear and toothbrush and come on, who am I kidding? But everything I might need into my pockets of my Bobax vest. Bobax.
Yeah.
But I think when you're talking about a company that is dying, I don't think it counts when they finally die after you've talked about them.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. But also, I could see you using a comb on your mustache and beard. I think that still works.
I actually do. I have a brush and wax.
Oh, nice.
It's like it looks like a shoe polish thing, but it's weirdly green, and it's beard wax, and you put the edge of the brush in there, and then you do this, and it kind of smooths it all out. And I do that before I do a trim so that everything's even. I start with a clear, an even dividing line.
Is it greasy or oily or anything, or just
No, and it smells really nice.
Ooh.
And the wax, for the most part, I would say 99% of it comes out, but it does kind of straighten those hairs to where you can do a nice little trim.
I should get some of that because mine are real scraggly. They go different directions. I'll wake up and I've got like a hair going like this.
Can I tell you why it does that, by the way?
Yeah, go.
I've been a hair aficionado for such a long time.
Sure.
It's because when you're sitting there talking to me, you're doing this.
Oh, I do it all the time. Yeah, I do this a lot. It's a bad habit.
Shaping and folding and massaging, and then the side to side top of the hand thing.
Yeah, sometimes I'll do this. And then when I let go, or it doesn't do it now, but when I let go, sometimes it does like bad hair, where it'll like stick over
like
to the
it's
side.
a bed head.
Yeah, I got this plan. With this particular beard, my plan is you go short up here and you work your way down to kind of like a villain beard.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm going for that, but it's taken forever. I don't grow hair like at the speed I used to, so I don't think I'm feeling very good about my chances at this stage.
You may have something by TMS Vegas.
Yeah, it's like high school again. It's like my beard took so long. I couldn't grow any facial hair in high school, so it was like I feel like that again, where I'm just going to keep what I got, hang on to it for dear life. Maybe by Vegas, I'll look like Santa's evil brother, and
there you go. Perfect.
See how it goes.
Yes.
Anyway, Spirit Airlines, I mean, bankruptcy could mean reorganization, could mean a lot of things, but I think we maybe effectively killed them by talking about them. So
I think so, and I think seeing them get swallowed up by a company like JetBlue or
and they're owned by Delta, right? Isn't JetBlue own Delta, or Delta owns JetBlue? I think
Delta owns JetBlue. Yeah, I have yet to go on a JetBlue flight, but I hear everybody I talk to that's been on one says, "Oh yeah, they're really, really nice."
Yeah, people like them,
and so.
I've always heard that too, but I've never been on one either. And apparently it's all blue lighting in there. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking something else.
That is correct. Yes, exactly. It's like my orange theory, how it's all orange lights in there.
Yeah.
You go on the JetBlue. Boy, I don't know what it would be like going from the gym to a JetBlue flight, one right after the other. My brain and those lights would be playing tricks on each other or something.
Yeah. It's like this flight from JetBlue, directed by James Cameron. Blue light everywhere. Well, that's amazing. Well, anyway, we'll keep our eye on it. We don't want anyone to lose their jobs or see any kind of economic collapse in the industry of flight. But Spirit kind of got what they deserve because it sounds like they really sucked at their job. So maybe they'll get sucked up by Delta, be as good as JetBlue. When they bought them, that seemed to go well. So
maybe
Maybe Southwest will buy them and call them Northeast or something like that.
Spirit West.
Spirit West isn't bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Spirit
or Southwest
West.
Spirit or something like that, right? Like their subclass, like, hey, if you want some frills, do Southwest. If you want zero frills, Southwest Spirit.
Yeah, I like it.
Or Spirit of the West or something like that.
Spirit of the West is nice.
Southwest.
Yeah, and do all cowboy shit and all that. That'd be great.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I picture like the guy who's the Vegas dude on the horse. What's his name?
Vegas Vic.
Vegas Vic. I picture him on the back wing going, yeah.
Like oh my gosh, I'm blanking on every part of this I want to describe. The black and white movie. Dr. Strangelove, and it was
the guy riding the missile. And he was the guy who did cereal commercials. I'm trying to figure it out before somebody in the chat room says it. Not Yul Brenner. Yul Gibbons? No. Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens. Shit.
Slim Pickens.
The one from What's the Mel Brooks Western? I can't think of it.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Slim Pickens was in Blazing Saddles?
Hell yes, he was in there. And he's my favorite part of that movie. I loved him.
I so need to rewatch that. That is a movie that I really have not seen since. I've not seen it in the last 40 years, easily.
What made him great in that is what made him annoy me in the first adaptation of The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand, the TV thing. He was in that.
Okay.
It's one of the last things he did, I think. And I can't do it. Slim Pickens is here for funny. He's not here for serious.
Yeah.
So don't have Slim Pickens in your serious thing. Anyway.
Rob L reminds me that Slim Pickens was the voice of Old Bob in Black Hole.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like the two robots, and one was the little, and then the other one was all scratched up more. And
that was him?
That was apparently Slim Pickens was Old Bob.
That's like my face. I made the same face just now that I made when I heard that John Wayne was the voice of, the guy that turns Luke, and it kind of turns coat and rats on Luke and everybody with the big nose going gave him up in Mos Eisley or whatever. That's John Wayne's voice samples, but then tweaked. They went into
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I read this just yesterday and I could not believe it. I had to look it up. I looked up like multiple sources to be sure, but they used John Wayne's voice, and I think it was his actual voice did it as a favor or as a joke because he was in an adjacent studio. He hadn't died yet. This was like 76 or something.
Yeah.
And they used John Wayne's voice and then modulated it to sound like that guy. It's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Wow.
So that's the face I made that day. I went like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you for the message, whoever you were. And you guys can always put your names on these texts, by the way. We don't, unless you don't want us to read them. I shouldn't assume. I don't know.
Of course. But if you would like us to say your name, we'll totally say it. But when they come in, please know that we just get your phone number, your serial number, your social security number, your address, and your first pet's name.
All of those.
But we don't get your actual name.
No.
So please give us that too.
Be prepared. All right. Here's a quick note here that I was thinking about last night. And we talked, when you and I got on mic today before we went live, kind of had a bit of a conversation about this, but I'm having a hard time getting to my watch list, which I've very curated now. It's a beautiful list. Every time you guys recommend something on here, I'm like, oh, I should add that, and I do. And I have things that are obvious that I should watch, like The Penguin and an entire season of House of the Dragon that I still haven't seen.
Oh wow, yeah, no kidding.
And all this stuff, and I confess,
Rings of Power is probably on there too.
Yeah, it is. Rings of Power's on there. Hell, freaking, what's the time one? The other prime fantasy epic, Wheel of Time. That's on there.
Wheel of Time, sure.
Like, I've got this list. It just goes on for days. There's documentaries. There's single movies. There's TV shows. There's all this stuff. And part of the reason I know that I'm behind this far and more than I've ever been isn't just because there's so much of it. There is a lot of it. But part of it is because I'm reading a ton. I read every night. And so when I'm reading, typically if I'm like, well, I could start a new series tonight or I could read. And I usually read. I don't know why. That's just where I default these days.
What is something going on while you're reading? Like, is Kim watching something, or is Kim reading as well, or what's?
She's currently reading a novel, but also there are times where she'll be watching whatever she's into. Like, I can't stand things like what's the diary? Not the Vampire Diaries. She likes that too. But what's the
Princess Diaries, or
what's the other WB one? Something about diaries. XOXO. Something girl diary.
The Carrie Diary, the Carrie Bradshaw Diaries, or whatever that is.
It's some chat. You guys know what this is. What's it called? Something diaries.
Well, if it ain't Princess or Carrie Diaries, then I don't know.
Gossip Girl, that's it. Sorry, I don't know why I said
it.
diaries. So it's Gossip Girl, which I loathe.
Sure.
I can't stand it. But if she's watching that, I'm like, well, I'm going to read this book or whatever. Now, I could watch something, put in the old earbuds, pop up the nice big iPad, watch something I want to watch, but I just do this a lot. So my question to you is, as someone who also has a curated list of things he wants to see, how I assume you're just like prioritizing time to say, it's time for the show, Tina, let's go.
Yeah, so basically after dinner, during dinner, we'll just have the TV on. It'll be something like the previous night's Jimmy Kimmel or John Oliver, or just the Daily News, the Lester Holt or something, and we'll watch that during dinner. And then after dinner, if we don't have something else going on, we'll plop on the couch and we'll be binging the series. And we always, I say always, 90% of the time we wait until a series is all the way done, and then we watch the whole thing from start to finish. There are obviously exceptions about that. Anything Marvel takes precedence, and so Agatha All Along we watched week to week. What If, when it comes back next month, we're going to watch week to week, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But we have a list that we keep in a shared note, Apple Notes, that we both edit and add stuff to, and
low key best thing Apple makes right now, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
It kind of is. It really is.
It's an amazing app. You don't even understand. You just think
because it's simple.
Yeah.
Because they haven't added a lot of crap to it. I mean, you can do sketches and stuff in there, which is great. You can scan something and automatically fixes the keystoning on paper to make it right. Mm-hmm. But
just how you can collaborate, quickly share, see where revisions were made. Like it's a lot of advanced functionality in a very simple package, and nobody needs to be smart to use it. It's just so easy. I love it.
And if you create a checklist of something like we do with some of our to watch lists within that list, if you click on the checkbox and check something, it moves it to the bottom of the list. So you don't have to sort through things you've already checkmarked. They've already been moved to the very bottom. And then the bottom of the list is where I go, oh yeah, what am I recommending this week? Cool. I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to recommend that.
Right.
So
it's amazing.
It's really, really good. So that's what we keep. Now we've got stuff in there. I mean, we do tend to, what's the phrase? We tend to look at the top shiny things than further down the list. So
that's part of my question, because I do this.
Yeah.
I do this
So I mean, we've got stuff in here like Bones and All, The Sea Beast, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, 5 Days at Memorial, We Crash. These are all low on the list because we wanted to add them before. The Dead Don't Die, Toast of London, Wellington Paranormal, lots of stuff down there.
Yeah.
Up at the top, is all the new stuff that we've been adding, like Colin from Accounts, Flora and Son, let's see, Shetland, No Offense. Those are two things that Tina apparently just added. No idea what those are.
I don't know what those are. I've never even heard of those.
Next Goal Wins, which was just a recommendal from somebody, Michael Fassbender Soccer.
Yeah, high on my list is Billy and Molly. That was yours, right?
Yes, the love story, the Billy and Molly, the otter
thing. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. And if you don't make Card watch that with you, you are failing as a parent.
Oh, I'm making her. She's gonna be crying before you know it. You just watch.
Yeah.
So a lot of I'm having this. Okay, so are you saying that you are prioritizing some of these by making a little section of its own to say these are the hots, and then everything else is get to it when you get to it?
We have the big list called series, and then underneath that we've got another separate list called movies.
Yeah.
So we try, and I think I mentioned a couple of movies though that had gotten slipped into series, but movies is a little bit tougher because we're pulling from this list of things people have recommended to us, and then new things that we just knew we wanted to see. And then we've got the AFI 100 scratch off thing from Pop Chart. It's like a lottery ticket scratch off poster that, the 100 greatest movies of all time. And we're trying to slip those in as well. So we'll watch American Graffiti, because I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And then we'll watch Love in Kilnary. And then we'll watch something that just came out, which I'm going to recommend tomorrow, and things like that. And so that one is a little bit tougher. Below that list is the Tina only list.
Oh, nice.
So that's
what
the Brian only list.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, all right, I know Tina doesn't give two craps about Arcane. I'm watching that one on my own.
Right.
I know Tina knows that I don't care about what's this? The Starling Girl, or Dancing with the Devil, or We Don't Talk About Kevin, or something like that. So she watches those. And then below that, this is a serious list, Scott.
Yeah, I could say I'm sure of that. Yeah.
I copied and pasted the Hollywood Reporter's list of the 50 best TV shows of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Copied and pasted that list, and have been removing ones of those that we've already watched. So, I need to finish BoJack Horseman. That's a me only. Tina doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
We're going to watch The Americans. I May Destroy You, Broad City, Jane the Virgin, Band of Brothers. I know we've never seen Band of Brothers.
Oh, it's so good. You haven't seen Broad City either? Will this be a first for you?
I haven't seen Broad City, yeah. So these are all ones that we slip those in on things.
You guys are going to love Broad City. It's so
I'm sure
good.
we will. We love sketch comedy, and the clips that people have sent to us, or sent to me anyway, that I've watched are great. And I love Ilana Glazer. one of the two women,
the curly haired little freaky one. Yeah. That's her.
I've seen her on something else and thought she was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
so,
she's great.
Yeah,
love her.
So anyway,
that's great. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to reorganize it.
Bob Norman says, "Oh, for F's sake, Coverville, stop the show and watch Band of Brothers right now."
It is really good.
Yeah.
Make sure you put the Pacific on there too as a follow-up. That one's awesome.
Oh yeah, we'll do. And not even on here. No, probably is. But that Masters of the Air, I think it was called, the Apple TV Plus series about
right,
pilots.
with Elvis in it. Fayed, what's his name? Yeah.
Might have been what he was called in Dune, but I think his name is.
What's his real name?
James. What the hell's his name?
What do we do?
Austin something.
Austin Powers. Austin Green. Austin
Michael.
Austin
Johnson.
City Limits. Austin Butler.
Thanks, Mason Gregory. Yeah.
I love him. He's great.
Anyway.
What do we do?
He was great when he wasn't Elvis. He was great in Dune, but boy, I couldn't get through him in Elvis. But
anyway, I still haven't seen Elvis.
That's our list.
Are you recommending I don't see Elvis? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated it, and it's rare that I hate an Oscar nominee, but that one. Was that nominated? I guess he was just nominated for Best Actor.
I don't think it was Best Picture nomination. Maybe director for what's his name?
Might have been for Baz Luhrmann, but
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no, that and Roma for whatever reason. I love Alphonse Cuarón, and I will give another side recommendal to Disclaimer. People that I've talked to that have watched it, now that we've watched it, are like, oh yeah, how about that ending? I'm like, oh yeah, I know, so good. Yeah. So it's not going to be my recommendal tomorrow, but I will issue another recommendal right now for Disclaimer on Apple TV Plus. And if you're triggered by sexual violence, reach out to me via DM, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and I'll tell you where to pause, skip forward, and then continue, and still feel like you get the story.
Nice. All right. Well, while you just said all that, I have converted mine to be categorized instead of a giant brain dump. Because right now it's just like, it's just like,
yeah. No, break it up. Because sometimes you'll say, ooh, I'm in the mood to start a new series. And other times it'll be like, we got 2 hours. Let's watch a movie tonight. And then you can pull from the separate list for that.
Sure. I really like, so Travis says it depends on if you like Baz Luhrmann. I think you like Baz Luhrmann.
I love Baz Luhrmann. I love Moulin Rouge. I even love Strictly Freaking Ballroom.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I like that movie a lot.
But I did not like Elvis.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard such mixed things. I've heard some people say, "Oh, one of my favorite movies of 20 years," and then I've heard you say the opposite. And these are all voices I trust.
The chat room says it's a must see. So your mileage may vary. Maybe you'll enjoy it, but it felt. I don't know. Like it felt too much like they just didn't care about the source material. Like it was more here's a storyline that we can kind of Baz Luhrmify up.
Yeah.
With the glitz that he likes to put in things, and it landed badly on me. I didn't like it.
Here is my impression of Austin Butler. You ready? Here goes.
Yeah. Okay.
May your knife chip and shatter. All right.
Nicely done.
Time for a Dune watch. And also, that's another thing that's on now. The HBO first episode of the prequel Dune series is on. The Bene Gesserit thing, and I got to watch that. I hear good things, so shit. It's just too much stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll just read my book. Like some kind of old biddy on a chair rocking on the porch going, I'll just read my book.
Right.
Nothing wrong with reading. I'm just saying I need to get some viewing going.
Hey, really quickly, can I tell you something? I listened to Howard Stern had a great interview yesterday with Josh Brolin. And as a fan of No Country for Old Men, I want to drop some bombs on you. 2 weeks before they started filming, Josh broke his collarbone.
Oh.
And then told his doctor to lie to the Coen brothers when they called to check on his progress, to say it's just a hairline fracture, but it was like totally broken.
Oh my gosh.
And so for the whole filming of No Country for Old Men, his collarbone was broken, and they kind of used that with like him, because he had just gotten shot, kind of thing, like played up on that.
Yeah.
Also, Heath Ledger was originally supposed to get his role, but Heath backed out, and Josh Brolin got the role because of that.
Well, did he talk? So the one thing I did know about Brolin in that movie was that he was dead broke before they hired him. Like he was, worst part of his career was not getting any jobs. Nothing was working out. He wasn't
getting any jobs. Like basically even before he was in Goonies, he was in jail twice. Yeah. And then after Goonies, he became like a day trader, like a stockbroker doing trading. Yeah. And then submitted a tape for No Country for Old Men, and his agent really pushed things and said, "No, you've got to consider Brolin for this role." And initially, the Coen brothers watched the tape and said, "Oh, that's really good. Who lit that?" Like they're more interested in who lit the recording, who did the lighting, and wanted to hire that guy than they were Brolin. And the guy says, "No, get him in person. See him in person. You'll love him." And,
I love that. That's great. He what an awesome role and what a career resetting moment for him. But
for sure,
I feel like watching it again, just talking about it. I love that movie so much.
I know.
A man named Llewellyn. I'm gonna next time I get to name anybody's male child, I'm gonna name him Llewellyn.
You're gonna push for Llewellyn?
Yeah, because it's just such a weird ass name for a man. Anyway, really quick thing. I mentioned this on the Monday show. I'd just like to say it one more time. If anyone out there has any advice on how to diagnose what's wrong with your microwave, that'd be awesome. Our microwave stopped working, and to get it replaced is very expensive because it's a specific size built-in, like over the stove style one. It's not just to put it on the counter deal, which I can get those cheap. So what I'm trying to do is figure it out. It still goes like it's running. The wheel turns, the light's on, the timer works, all that stuff. No heat. And I don't know if there's such a thing as a heating element in a microwave, or what that part is called, the part that actually cooks.
That does the waves, that sends the microwaves.
The waves of microness go out of it somehow. Shows what I know. It's not called a magnetron, is it? Is it called a magnetron?
People are saying the magnetron. That really feels like
that's a transformer we don't see very often.
It totally is. Roll out, magnetron. I'm sorry, I'm cooking a hot dog. I'll be right there.
I'm over here making Dogritos. You want me to fight Megatron?
Hold on. Heating up some microwave ramen. I'll be there in a sec. 3 minutes. 2:59, 2:58, 2:56.
So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to go in there and fix my magnetron. If that is a real thing. I guess it is. Everyone in here is saying it. So I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated. So I'm just don't need to go into it more than that. I just want to throw it out there. If anyone knows, ping me, DM me, send me a message, email me, whatever. I need advice on how to fix my damn magnetron. Okay? Brian, I found a sound, and I would like to know if it annoys you. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm predicting yes already. But,
I've been having The Simpsons on just behind me all the time. It's just kind of on right now. I'm doing a rewatch, a very casual rewatch as I work and get other stuff done. I'm hearing The Simpsons. And I noticed something that has been there since day one and continues many 30 years later. Mm-hmm. Whenever anyone's eating in that show, they sound like this. And pardon the buzz. I had a weird crossed wire when I recorded this, but you'll get the idea. Here you go. All right. How does that land on you? Do you like that? You know what?
Actually, that doesn't bother me because I know it's the Homer Simpson, I think it's Homer Simpson, the Homer.
It's totally Homer, yep. Totally Homer.
Yeah. For, I guess, cartoony eating like that doesn't bother me. And I don't know why. I think because I know it's going to be over quickly. And because I know there's not somebody actually eating. And I'm not hearing part of a ham sandwich in somebody's mouth. Okay. I'm hearing just somebody making the noise like they've got a ham sandwich.
And the fact that they present it in cartoon form probably lessens it. What's funny is the chat is losing their mind. They hate it. Look at that.
Yeah, no kidding. Look at that.
I'm gonna do it again for them.
Stephanie Pets, the Wraith. Yeah. No, you ever want to know where the rebels have hidden the plans? Put me in front of a mukbang stream, and I will not only tell you the location of the rebel base, but I will drive you there.
So remember not Guantanamo? What was the prison where we got in all that trouble for
This is Guantanamo, where they were playing heavy metal. They were playing like Metallica.
It was in Iraq. It was the one we got. They had the naked guys on chains and all that. It was really bad.
Oh, Gabi, Gabba Gabi.
A Gabba Gooba Gabba Go.
Gabi.
Abu Ghraib. That's it.
Abu Ghraib, yes.
Or whatever it is. We're as bad as George Bush Jr. Anyway.
No Gabba Gabba.
No Gabba Gabba. Oh, those days. What dark days. Anyway, they shouldn't forget about waterboarding and pulling people around on a leash naked or any of that. Just put them in front of mukbang. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And then if that doesn't work, just an influencer unboxing makeup. It would be enough. That secondarily, you do that, and
I do follow a guy that does like it's not mukbang, and it's not ASMR, or maybe it kind of is. He's silent, he doesn't say anything, but he just opens electronics and has all the sounds of like the cardboard. He smooths his hand over it, then opens it.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite noise of that is a glass surface where you're pulling off the plastic protective wrap for the first time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I like that too.
Yeah,
I think that says something about us, you know.
It really does. But like a nice monitor display.
Yeah, I actually do this thing where I will try to find, or it's like Christmas morning. I'll find like I have a monitor or something, and I realize I've never pulled off the bezel plastic.
Yes,
and it's like this moment of like, hold on, stop everything. I need to take this off. I love that.
Yeah,
big fan. All right, well, we found what we like and what we don't like. All right.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
Brian, you're playing Astroneer again. I hear there's like this glitch walker thing makes no sense to me, so maybe you can make some sense of it. I don't know what they're doing.
So they just came out with their first big DLC. They've had some small like story editions and things like that, but this is their first, I think, paid DLC with Astroneer. And it's called Glitch Walkers, and basically what you're doing is you're building a portal that goes to another planet that's like in a separate instance, and then in that instance you're battling somebody who apparently lives in the core of this giant planet. So you have to first start over because you've got none of the things that you have on your base, so you're kind of starting over, building resources, getting new things, re-getting stuff. And then like you have in that video, that green thing back there is a storm, and the storm is key to like all of these elements and things that you need to go into that storm and get stuff out of it. The one of the new things they've added, and you can see it on screen here, is now you can partner up with people and invite them and get to the center of this planet and battle the guy inside.
Right. So it's all.
I'm a solo player, so I'm fine not sharing this experience, not doing it, partnering up,
not sharing the good times.
I mean, kind of, but it's also that's like, oh, I've got 10 minutes here, I've got 15 minutes here. The game's
there for a second you cut out. It was just your normal TDS thing, gotcha. But the thing about this game is it's very solo friendly, so you don't have to do stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very, very solo supportive, but it is this new DLC is just a blast. It's like gotten me back into the excitement of that first feeling of like, oh, I'm on a planet. I need to like find the resources to start building the things I'm going to need to survive. And I kind of like that, you know. Once I had a base where I like filled a bunch of canisters with every possible resource and built a thing that automatically destroys and replants my plants so that I can keep feeding my little slugs. Then it's like, okay, the challenge, I'm done with. I've completed it. I feel like I've finished the game, and then this has kind of got me back in.
It is a fantastic video game. People should play that game. It's good.
It really, really is, and it feels like. It's like No Man's Sky. I don't want to call it light because it feels like the stakes are just as bad with this, or not bad. The stakes are just as high with Astroneer. So, I don't know. I like that feel of both that and the No Man's Sky kind of thing. Talia, I do have Factorio, and I got so far as building to the point where I think I put in like 6 or 7 hours into Factorio. I'd have to look at my Steam to see how much I've really put into it, but man, I feel like I put a lot of time into Factorio.
Yeah, Factorio is a beast. If you get into it, you may never come out.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right, conveyor belts from that plant over there that's creating this, and then you've got monsters trying to actively kill you in Factorio.
I always turn that off in the beginning when I do a new run. I just turn that. Yeah. I think you can just make them passive so they don't attack.
Sure.
Yeah, Factorio is amazing.
Yeah.
They're putting in full like native controller support into Factorio, which is good because I really want to play it on my Steam Deck, and it's kind of wonky without official support.
Oh, that would be tough. Yeah.
So I hope they hurry and do that.
I want a good mobile one, and there was one that I finished that I really liked that was called. Oh man, it gave you. We talked about it on this show, but it has a very. Like you're creating a little village and you're sending the villagers to do different things. I'm trying to think of what that one's called. You like go collect the berries from here and then chop down the trees when you're done and then go over here and do this. Shadowlands.
Apple Arcade one?
Apple Arcade one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot the name. It's like a city builder, but there was automation in it, so you could tell people to go do stuff and they would do what your commands were, and then you could tell them to go do something else. Not like an RTS, but different than that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. It's really good, though.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So looking for something like that, I really, years and years ago, I loved, there was an Xbox game called A Kingdom of Kelplings.
Oh, that game was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
You were like a giant and you had all these little people and you'd like pick them up and I'm picking you up. You go work on these logs and I'm picking you up. You go dig for gems.
And your giant was based on your avatar, right? In the Xbox avatar?
Yes, it was like it was like your me.
Yeah. So my guy was all dressed in like Master Chief Halo shit, and he would stomp around this town and grab people and make them do work, and dude, that game was great.
It was great.
Freaking great. I think you can still play it if you
Outlanders. Outlanders is the other one that's on Apple Arcade that's really, really good.
Yeah, go check that out. It's got that same kind of low poly thing going on.
It does, yeah.
Which I like a lot. I like that look.
So always looking for a new one. Somebody said Surviving Mars. I think I might have Surviving Mars.
Whoa, there's an Outlanders 2?
Yes, and it's great.
Is that the one you played?
I played both. I played 1 and 2. And 2, it ramps up the difficulty, man. But
I didn't know there was a 2. I got to get this. All right, I'll go get that today. All right, games. And Stephanie doing okay after all that?
Stephanie can now come and listen to the show.
Okay.
Which is real.
Stephanie, I hope you're okay. I hope you're not, I hope we didn't put you off. All right, we are going to do some quick news before we take our break, and that'll happen now with this sound right here. It's time for the news, brought to you by...
Did you know that our very own Brian Dunaway streams classic games multiple times a week? Come on, you didn't know that? Durr. The proof is in the watching at twitch.tv/Brian Dunaway. Know you.
Yeah, know you. Go check it out. Kiss our butts. Feral and not trained emus in the news. They're called Thelma and Louise, if you can believe it.
Oh, that's cute. All right, good.
They are on the loose in South Carolina as state monkey search continues. So they've already got the monkey. We talked about this last week. The monkeys are all over the place. I think it was while Bobby was here. 2 more animals are on the loose in South Carolina as the state continues its search for fugitive monkeys that escaped from the medical facility in Beaufort County. This time it's 2 emus named Thelma and Louise that escaped about 3 hours drive north. They've already.
I would say Beaufort, but
what did I say? Didn't I say
Beaufort?
Oh, is it not Beaufort?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's like Beau.
Beaufort.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong. Bobby could correct us. But really, Bobby, what is going on in your state?
Yeah.
You guys can't manage animals.
Yeah, what's going on with you guys? Fix your shit.
It's Beaufort. Okay, correct. You got it right.
Is it Beaufort?
All
right.
It's Beaufort.
I mean, if you break them apart, it would be weird if I called Beau Bew.
Bew.
Yeah.
Bew and John here on Kerr.
I'm going to do Kerr this weekend with Bew and Jern. Anyway, it says here, it says these 2 stupid things escaped about 3 hours north of all this. So this isn't even the same facility. It's not even related. They're just, animals are breaking out everywhere.
Animals on the loose, yeah.
The Horry County Police Department just full of whores. Wrote about the large missing birds Wednesday, saying we're not amused. Do you get it?
We are not amused. Yeah, I get it.
That was an actual quote on their thing.
Oof.
I don't think they're taking this very seriously. That's what I think.
Well, you know what? This is something I like, that we have something else to focus on. Like, I like that we can focus on the monkeys, the lab monkeys, and the emus that are running around, and maybe we could just watch that news for a while.
This is our kind of news right now.
Yeah, we get full-time 24-hour coverage on CNN of the monkeys and the emus. Please.
I wonder if Animal Planet is covering this, like any kind of news coverage. I don't know how they do stuff over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, they say there is no risk to the community associated with the emus at this time. They are kind of wild, though, and they said feral and not trained, so I don't know if they're exactly safe, but whatever. Maybe they're really careful, scared birds, and they don't want to go around humans. I don't know. Anyway, the police said they did not have an update about the missing birds, and that by any additional information, or they would post more online as they knew it. Sam Maurice, or Morris, probably. M-O-R, it's like Moace, Morris.
I would say Morris.
It's a weird way of spelling Morris.
Because if you change that M to an H, it'd be Horace. H-O-R-A-C.
Oh, yeah,
Horace.
of course.
I would say Morris.
Do you know any Horaces in real life? Do you know any?
I do not know any Horaces.
Never met a Horace. No.
Never met a Horace. I mean, I don't even know. Are there real?
There's got to be a Horace. Someone somewhere is named Horace, right?
Sure. I'm just trying to think. Is there a celebrity Horace that I'm not thinking of right now? Horace.
Horace. I can't think of a single anyone. Horace something.
Horace.
Or
Horace
is there
Grant?
Who's Horace Grant?
These Bulls. Oh, okay. Basketball.
Oh, Horace Grant. Sure. Yep. There you go. There's a Horace.
Okay.
That's as good as we got, though.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, Bobby says that it's pronounced Horry County and not Horry, even though there's an H at the beginning of that. It's Horry.
Well, I'm going to say Horry because I think it's funny.
It's funnier.
Take that, Bobby. Take that. It says they decided they wanted to hop the fence and were trying to grab one of them to move her to another paddock. She didn't like that, so she's living in the wild with the other one. So they're out there just living their lives, about to drive off a cliff. They're questioning Brad Pitt right now. Brad Pitt is not. Right. He's not saying anything.
Brad Pitt tied to a bedstand or a nightstand, and
yep. Ridley Scott ain't talking. It's just a mess. Huge mess. All right, here's a fun one. This is for all you chocolate lovers. Lindt, or Lindt, L-I-N-D-T. How do you? I
say Lindt.
Lindt,
even though it's a horrible name for any food company.
Yeah, especially chocolate. You got any Lindt on you?
Chocolate. I might have Lindt in my pocket. Would you like some?
Gross. That's gross.
It is gross.
Lindt admits its chocolate isn't actually, quote, expertly crafted with the finest ingredients, unquote.
I would like to know which word in that description is the bad word ingredients or expertly?
Yeah, they get a little weird about it. I think it is actually mainly ingredients because this is about chemicals ultimately, but it's just funny. The expertly crafted part is now also sus. This is according to a lawsuit. They had to admit this because of this lawsuit over lead levels in dark chocolate.
Oh, jeez.
Which is the only chocolate I eat now whenever I do have chocolate, pretty rarely. But when I do, it's dark. I don't want no lead in my dark chocolate. That's effed.
No. Oh, I'm out of dark chocolate covered black licorice. I need to order some more of that. Thank you for the reminder.
Brian, I got to send you something I saw over the weekend that was meant for you, and I forgot to send it. Okay. Hold on 1 second here. Where is it? Here it is. I went to this place called Pirate O's here in town. I think Kevin will know what this is.
Pirate O's, part of a balanced breakfast.
Pirate O's. It does sound like a breakfast, doesn't it? Or a cereal. That's what I said. Everyone laughed at me. I'm like, no, it's like a cereal. And they're like, no, it's a place for the I'm like, I know what it is, but it sounds like a cereal.
It sounds like a cereal, yeah.
Pirate O's. Part of this complete breakfast of 500 other items.
Little Eyepatch Marshmallows. Find the pot of gold in every box.
I mean, it writes itself. Okay, so this photo I just sent you, it's they have a section of this store which is all like weird imports and the whole idea is that pirates brought it all from their booty, and now you can go buy it.
Look at that!
And
my God!
So this is for Brian because he loves the licorice.
I love the black licorice. Yes, I don't like salted black licorice though.
Yeah, it's insulting.
We tried it here on the show, and it was like some monkeys and coconuts label thing, and I
It's
Sorry,
bad.
whoever sent that, I threw out the entire bag after having one of those. There was no way I was going to ever have any of that.
It's a very specific kind that you're going to want or need, and that was not it. But here it is, chat.
Old varieties up there of old timers, root oval and cobblestone.
Yeah.
And,
look at this stuff, dude. Right?
Licorice, all sorts from Bonds.
So I was tempted to go, well, I'm just gonna grab him a couple of bags of something, but I didn't know what's good here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff at the bottom. It looks like Hershey's, but it's Hersheyville.
Right. It is the Hershey's logo.
Yeah.
The Hershey's font, but it's like AI came up with a Hershey's logo.
Yeah.
Like,
and this Salos Das Original, yeah.
I don't know what, because they've got a clear plastic bag in that first hexel.
Over here, yeah.
And it does not look like licorice cubes. They look like brown poop cubes or something.
Yeah, poop cubes. It's my favorite kind of cube.
But look at this. Oh, what's that one right there? The second shelf from the bottom, there's like extra caramel. Is that licorice with caramel inside?
Yeah, so this is German, and it's supposed to be real good, according to the lady we talked to.
Wow.
So I almost grabbed you some of that, but I didn't. I will next time I go. I may get some more the next time I go, but
Character bonbon.
that place is great, dude. And
that looks like it would be my downfall.
Yeah,
right there.
It's really cool. They got like crazy salsas and weird pickled things, and like it's a whole store full of crazy imports. And then they make sandwiches too, and the sandwiches are amazing. Really good.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny that Wiley Wallaby, which is one of my favorites, looks like the most pedestrian licorice in that display compared to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a fan of the Wiley Wallaby. I think their red and their black is fantastic. It's like super chewy Australian licorice.
Well, I was going to ask if it's Australian. I guess it would be Wallaby.
It totally is, yeah.
I bet Phil would know.
That would be. I mean, it would be, looking at all the rest of this stuff, it would be the last thing that I bought from this display.
Yeah.
If, that's
so
awesome.
we have a Wiley Coyote. They have a Wiley Wallaby. Is that how it works down there?
Right. I think, it's what's it going after? Is it going after one of those
right.
What are those flightless birds down there? Cormorant? No.
Shoot.
Geez.
They're all over the place too.
They're all over the place, and there's even like
not emus.
Crossing signs.
Kiwis. Not kiwis. No.
Not kiwis.
Not dodos.
It's as big as an emu or an ostrich. Cassowary. That's it. Thank you, Kelly 130.
Cassowary. Okay.
Cassowary. Like there was when we went to Australia, there were speed bump signs all over the place where this rainforest that we went to outside of Sydney was. And they had a sign next to it saying Cassowary Crossing, and then somebody had taken black Sharpie and drawn a dead cassowary, like made the speed bump into a cassowary laying on its back with its feet up in the air and its head, like the speed bump now is a cassowary.
Is that a large bird? Like, is it size wise?
It is a large.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big bird. It's like maybe not quite the size of
it's like an ostrich or something like that.
An ostrich, a little bit smaller, but
okay.
I don't know. Actually, I'm looking at photos right now.
Oh, were they the aggressive ones with the weird face hair?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I know what those
the
are.
Blue and the big dinosaur hump on their head.
Yeah, those things are dicks from what I can tell. They'll like not attack owners, but just get real feisty and like peck at you.
Yeah. According to this YouTube that came up when I did a search for cassowary, it's Earth's deadliest bird.
Yeah. They scare me. I don't like those things. I follow a lady. She's a farmer on TikTok. I think she's fairly popular, but she has 2 of these, and they're always going after her, just constantly charging her and pecking at her from outside camera view and stuff like that. They just seem very aggressive. Well, anyway,
look at this diagram. Look at this. I'm going to send it to you in Discord. I know we got to get to the middle song, but look at this thing for Know Your Cassowary.
Let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, they're scary.
Yeah, but it's funny. The whole diagram is really interesting because it's like comparing them to the size of a human.
Yeah.
And then, dang it,
I love little silhouette size comparisons. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Totally. But then you've got least concern. Over here, least concern. And then for some reason they show like a sperm whale, or no, a beluga whale.
Oh.
No, a narwhal because it's got a horn.
Oh, okay.
Double watted. This one is wattleless. This one's single wattled.
So they have a dwarf version that's least concern.
Yes.
Well,
all three of them say least concern, but I don't know why.
That's weird, isn't it? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
They're like dinosaurs with the full coat of fur, or with feathers, which basically that's what dinosaurs were, I suppose. At the end of the day, we all kind of think that now.
They kind of are. They're very dinosaur looking, and they're apparently mean and shitty.
Yeah. They're not the
shitty.
super genius, so I guess that'd be the wallaby. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Bill will be here. We're going to talk about making stuff. Before that, a song from Brian. What did you bring?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Love these guys. And we've talked before about how I like dream pop. It's like a subset of power pop. It's kind of like very airy sounding guitars, atmospheric kind of sounding. This is a band called King Stingray. Currently they're touring with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard as the opening act for them. And yes, it's another deadliest bird in
I've never heard that band name, so that caught me a little off
It
guard.
is kind of funny to have King Stingray opening up for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. It feels like you're going to an Animal Planet sponsored concert or something. Anyway, these guys have released their second album, which is called For the Dreams. They're also in Australia. They're from the Northeast, Amam land in the Northern Territory. They call their sound Yonju surf rock.
Sure. I believe
Sure. And they write lyrics in both English and in Yonju Matha. Okay, sure. Anyway, this is the song Southerly, and it comes from their brand new album, For the Dreams. Here is King Stingray.
What was that? A kiss? Was that a kiss? Because, boy, if that's what kisses are going to be like from now on, don't bother to come back at 5:30.
No one who speaks German could be an evil man.
And we're back. Hey, who was that one more time?
Sure, that is King Stingray from their brand new album, For the Dreams, and a song called Southerly.
Nice.
Southerly. Donald Southerly.
Bill on his way in, swinging in like he does, and we're gonna make some stuff today.
Sauntering in.
Yeah, like a sexy beast.
There's still something wrong, isn't there, Bill?
Oh, look who it is! It's Bill Duran joining us as he does at least once a month. Sometimes twice.
Sometimes twice if we're lucky.
Yeah, if we get lucky.
Bill,
yeah.
Before we get started, you telling us the cool thing that you're currently making. Do you remember when you and Jury hosted TMS for a week while Scott and I were on vacation?
Oh, I don't hear him.
Bill?
Is he muted?
Maybe we jumped the gun on being able to talk to Bill and welcome him.
He's there, but he's muted of some sort.
We can't hear you, Bill.
I hope he can hear us.
Please adjust your...
If you can hear us. Oh, there he is. Now we hear
There
you.
we go.
Hi.
All right.
Hello.
We're here. How are you?
We're good, man.
Were you hearing us?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. What was that experience like, if you can recall? Did you enjoy it?
It was a fun kind of chaos because most things are set up. I just had to show up. I believe Jury did most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Jury was the Scott, and I think you were the Brian.
Yeah. I just had to call in.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do that again, where I didn't have to turn the knobs, then I'm cool.
You're always down. That's great.
Yeah, clearly as you've demonstrated today, you are ready with microphone going and everything.
Oh yeah. Never
Everything
been more
plugged
ready.
in.
Yeah, never been more ready.
I still have the Jury stink on me. I saw him last week.
Oh, you did? Did you?
Did you really?
What did you guys? You were down there, I assume, down in Texas.
Yes.
What's up down there? What are you guys doing? You collaborating? What's going on?
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to talk about this week. I was in Austin. Brittany and I were both in Austin for most of last week, mostly to film stuff with Brian Brushwood, but we did get to go see Justin and Ashley and Justin's mom and their new baby.
Oh.
Yeah, and when we got there, the baby immediately pooped all over Justin.
Fantastic. It's the most Justin thing for his baby to do, honestly. I got to see her on a live when he and I recorded his podcast, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, whatever it's been, 2 weeks. I got to see her on camera. She's adorable, yet somehow looks like him a little, which is weird, right?
Yeah, especially the graying hair that really
big shock
full
of
head
gray.
of graying hair.
Yeah.
Really
And
threw
the
me
beard,
off.
and I'm not used to a beard on a small girl like that. But anyway, whatever. I wish them luck and good job. But no, that's great. Sounds like you guys probably had a good time. What were you guys? What were you building down there? Or can you say? I don't know if you can even say.
I can say. So Brian reached out to us. They've been wanting to start filming more like Scam School and Modern Rogue videos down there. And I filmed with them before. Believe it or not, I've never been in an episode of Scam School, which changed, which is exciting. But I've done some Modern Rogue filming with them at their old location, not the newest one.
Yeah.
So Brian bought this property a few years ago. We did get to go check it out for the eclipse. We were there in April.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, with a couple hundred other people. But this time it was just the crew, just us and the folks that work for Brian, and we got to film a ton of stuff while we were down there.
Yeah,
cool,
awesome.
Yeah. So the neither of you have been there yet, have you?
I've not been there yet. No.
Oh, if you get a chance, you got to go down and hang out.
Yeah.
Modern Rogue.
Yeah.
Modern Rogue HQ is really, really cool. Especially for filming stuff. They have a warehouse that Bonnie uses for her ceramics, but it's also their soundstage for filming, and it's air conditioned. Oh, it's so good.
You got to have that in Texas, man. Better
you do,
have AC.
yeah.
Yeah. Too hot.
And then they have their headquarters building, which was this big, weird, like, hippie cult house that they redid, and it's now got a giant live podcast studio. It's got accommodations, which is where Brittany and I stayed. It's just a really awesome place to be able to go and just film all day and get a ton of work done.
Sounds like the original place was like a horror movie, just waiting to be written. Like it was like a,
yeah,
like.
Well, the property is super interesting. There's a burnt out not burnt out. There's a burnt out car. Brian did that.
Yeah.
They lit a car on fire. But there's also this old bus on the property. That's this really cool old looking bus that doesn't seem to work, but you could turn it into a little apartment if you wanted to.
That's how you move all your hippies around.
That's right. You gotta have your hippie bus.
Yeah. I like that.
They also have this huge. They call it the 7-acre schwood, the sort of woods with a trail through it. So when they're filming there, they have tons of locations. You can just head on over to the fire pit and film there, or the soundstage, or near the giant bus, or somewhere on one of the trails. It's just a really cool place, really inspiring and fun place to go film stuff.
Nice. Did you guys blow anything up or burn or melt anything while you were there?
We did burn some stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
We lit a few things on fire.
Yeah.
So I brought some projects. Basically, Brian said, "You want to come film here?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Bring some stuff." I even put a 3D printer in my luggage and brought it with me.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
How'd you do? Wait a minute. Well, I guess I don't know what the printer looks like. It seems like that'd be too big and too delicate and everything. How do you?
It was like a little Ender, or was it like a full size?
It was a mini, a Prusa Mini. And there's one vertical arm, and if you take that down, the whole thing kind of folds in half. I crammed it in my luggage.
Wow.
Stuffed a bunch of underwear around it, and it worked just fine.
Nice. I love you're packing peanuts or your underwear. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Jeez,
love it.
Well, I have very, very soft, comfortable underwear.
Oh, I have a feeling. No. I've always felt like if there's an undercarriage to admire and maybe be a little jealous of, it's yours. So, yeah.
So we brought a bunch of fun stuff. One of the things we did, I had a $50 gift card to Harbor Freight. So I brought that with me, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll go to Harbor Freight and I'll buy a bunch of tools I know you don't have.
Yeah.
And then I made Brian guess what they did.
That's great.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a whole pile of tools, and then we got to guess what they did, and then I'd show them what they really do. That was a ton of fun, and it also upgraded their tool arsenal for what they're able to accomplish around there, which is really good.
That's great. Very cool.
We did some foam smithing, which was really fun. My wheelhouse. We made a wrench out of EVA foam, and then we painted it to look all super rusty and everything.
Oh, cool.
Just super, super fun to show off with Brian. And then we even did some woodworking. I hesitate to say it was fine woodworking, But we definitely worked with some wood. We made something neat for the property. Let's just say, and these will all be videos out on the Modern Rogue channel for everyone to see at some point. I have no idea when they're coming out.
Yeah, probably soon though, because I think they're. Well, I know they film ahead, so maybe who knows? But sometime probably either late this year or next. I would say early next.
We got three Modern Rogue videos filmed, and Brian had me and Britt do a bunch of Scam Nation videos. So like we answered a bunch of tried to answer a bunch of fun bar puzzles, that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
So we filmed a bunch of shorts for that. We filmed some longer stuff. We filmed a ton of stuff. So look forward to a lot of that coming out over on Brian Brushwood's channels of everywhere he posts everything.
Did you film any of it for like double use stuff you're going to use on any videos you're posting on Punished Props? You doing any?
Probably not. We filmed a bunch of things here and there, but mostly we were focused on getting stuff done for Brian. And then we're back home now, so we'll get back to work on our bender. So that'll be going on over here.
I was going to ask if we had any updates. I'm looking. It looks like the last video I saw is still the same one. So I'm chomping at the cheese for this. I can't wait.
I'm going to be working on a bender this weekend, but I don't think it's the same.
It's not the same kind of bender, no. But you will be telling people to kiss your shiny metal ass at this.
I totally will. Yes, that is the parallel right there.
Well, this is great. Looking forward to all of that. Must have been a fun trip, and glad you got to see those guys. And I'm glad the baby pooped on Justin. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. It was a win all around. We really couldn't have asked for better. It's always fun to go and a learning experience to go see how other people film and do what they do. Brian's got a whole crew of people, which is awesome. Brittany and I, it's just the two of us. So it's a very different experience around here.
That's a great song too. Just the two of us. Britt and Bill making shit. Just the two of us. Well, anyway, that's fantastic. Do you have a little bonus link you'd like to share with us today before you go?
I do. Our pals over at Tested got to check out something really, really neat. For the Addams Family show, the newer one, they had some prop makers build a promotional gag for Thing. This wasn't used in the show, but it was used for promotional stuff. It's an animatronic Thing puppet. My friend Ben Eady, who's in this Tested video, he helped work on it. It's awesome. It's a little radio-controlled hand that walks around.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
This is for the Wednesday show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I don't see the link. Did you paste it somewhere?
I don't either. Yeah. Did you?
I posted it in the wrong.
I know. We do that all the time. Like whatever the last Discord we were in.
Yeah. Do not feel bad.
That's where that is.
It happens.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's take a look here. Show it to the chat here. Look at this here. Oh my gosh, look at that hand.
That is so cool. And look at that. That is completely autonomous.
What?
Yeah.
That is so, look at that. The wrist even turns. Oh, that is incredible.
I assume that shit is all CG. I'm blown away by that.
No kidding.
Yep.
It needs better grippies on the fingertips.
That's something that they had to play with. The fingertips had to be both durable and grippy, and they aired on the side of durable. Otherwise, walking on pavement, it would just sandpaper the fingers off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very cool. That's so rad.
They put a thing in the wrist so that it could turn as if it's like looking at someone.
Yeah,
right?
like
they made it
super
puppetable.
That is so cool.
Something I really love, to get into it, to change the batteries, they have to unstitch the wrist. So it's fully contained inside of there.
Oh. So so you gotta, that's insane. Oh, look at that.
I want to drive this thing through a grocery store and just watch.
So that's what they did. They took it to New York for promotional stuff, and they brought it out on the street to freak people out and filmed it. It was a pretty fun little viral marketing campaign for the show.
That's so cool, with the skin off, what that thing looks like. Dang, that's amazing.
That's Terminator shit right there. I like that.
It really is.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's like crazy. I love that.
It is a beefier thing than certainly than the '60s TV show.
Oh yeah, which I think was just like a dude's hand bent down.
It really was. Yeah, it was like green screened arm off or something.
It always looked pretty bad, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But that looks amazing. All right, well, thanks for sharing that. That's great. It's over on the Tested channel. You guys go check that out if you want to see it.
It'll also be linked in quicktms.li.
Nice. Your home for all things we talked about.
Right, exactly.
Bill, I want you to have a great time. I want you and your lovely wife to have a great week, month, year, whatever it is. Whatever you need, dude. Whatever you want.
We'll do it.
And we'll see you soon. Bye now.
All right.
There was something I was going to ask him.
Well, we were going to ask him about the the hosting with jury thing. Was there something else?
There was something I was going to ask about, a thing that he made. This came up earlier in the week with me and Kim, and then I was like, oh, I should ask Bill when he's on. I can't remember. Writing shit down would be good. I should do that.
Yeah, there's a note for that.
There is an app for that. It's a really good app, it turns out, with full desktop integration. Really, no excuse not to write it down.
I know, yeah. We never do, though. We always think, we'll never forget this.
I'll remember this forever. All right, well, that was awesome. Thank you, Bill, as always. Yeah. And a quick note that today at noon, you'll be able to catch a brand new episode of the monthly show called Word on the Street with Greg Street, all about his new MMO. They are in the thick of some testing right now, which means a lot to say about play tests and where they're at and where they're headed. If you are interested at all in what it takes to make a big, giant MMO from scratch, and you want to know how progress is happening over there at Fantastic Pixel Castle and Greg and his crew, now's the time to find out. So episode 13, I believe we're on. Or 13.
Wow, cool.
So that means a year and a month we've been doing this.
Nice. That's awesome.
That'll be today. It'll be live. We'll take your questions, all that stuff. It's up there already pre-scheduled at frogpants.tv, so do join us today if you are interested. Unless you got anything else, Brian, I think it's time for a song.
I can't think of anything. I mean, I can still keep talking about how I'm editing that OpenCade video together today. Hopefully today I'll have it up.
Nice.
I gotta not be so precious about it and not be like, well, I say for a minute here and then there's no talking. It's like, whatever. Put it up. People can fast forward if it gets boring.
That's right. And I'll bet you it's not. I'll bet it's great and people are going to love it. So I can't wait to see it.
I hope so.
Yeah. It'll be good. All right. Let's do a song then. Let's get out of here.
Sure. Casey says, Dear Sargeras, I don't know, and Balnazar, I don't know what those things are.
I know what Sargeras is.
He says, Speaking of World of Warcraft, Brian, when are you going to dust off your rogue and join us in core? We're having a good time over there. There's a spot for a rogue in Team Fusion if you want to join us.
Oh, I see, God. Team Fusion, you buttholes. Why are you trying to not have Brian in my raid team? We're ahead right now. We're ahead of the entire core. There's a bunch of core teams. We are in first right now.
I think that's why you don't want me. Like, is there a certain place of floor that you need me to kind of press down with my entire body?
That's a good point. We should talk. So Bobby, let's get with the team later and let's figure out where we want his corpse at, and then we're bringing Brian in.
Exactly. place my corpse, and then we'll talk. Anyway, I know it's short notice, as today is November 2nd when he posted or requested this, but I want to put in a request for my wedding anniversary on November 19th. Hey, that's today. It's not your typical anniversary request. Get your Kleenex ready because my wife passed away 3 years ago. It's been a long road recovering from depression brought on by her passing. I would like to request a cover of the song that was playing the night I proposed to her, and that song was Can't Help Falling in Love by the King himself, Elvis Presley. Boy, second time we've mentioned Elvis today. Yeah. He's going to die, totally.
Yeah, we're going to lose him.
The version I'm requesting is by one of my favorite metal bands, Ice Nine Kills. For that, don't like Cookie Monster vocal. Oh, for those that don't like Cookie Monster vocals, there are none in this. If you can't find this version, any version will be okay. Love the show, though, Casey. Well, Casey, obviously.
I hate this story. I know we've talked to him before, or maybe it's been offline. I can't remember, but it just wrecks me to hear about his story.
It does, yeah.
So hard.
We are all like, you've got this community that loves you and supports you, and man, it sounds like you're doing a better job being even able to write an email, I think, than I would be able to do. So even 3 years later. So here's to you, Casey.
Yeah.
Here, I got to play the version you want, of course. Ice Nine Kills from a single that they released in 2021. It's a very subdued Ice Nine Kills, and I totally dig it. Can't Help Falling in Love.
Here it is. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, looks like someone just got their ears caught in the audio cookie jar. It's okay. You can have another and another after that at frogpants.com.
Mr. Burns doesn't bore my foundation.
Speaking of Elvis, that's funny.
Wow. Is that an Elvis thing too?
Yeah, I didn't plan on it. So that's Mr. Burns on The Simpsons doing an impression of Elvis. I'll play it one more time.
Mr. Burns doesn't bore my foundation.